Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Shout out to Mace. Okay. Hey butterflies. So I just want to give y'all a forewarning. I broke my microphone, and so that's why I haven't been recording. But I'm waiting on my new ones to come in, and just remind me I have like so much stuff that's like backed up. I've been working on getting the rest of the stuff together for our writing workshop that starts on Sunday. So it's not too late to get registered for the writing workshop if you are ready to release a best-selling book. It's like a collective writing. It's a 3-week workshop. You will have something published by the end. Trust me, you will not regret investing in yourself for this workshop. And so the links and stuff is down below. And so we're starting that. That starts on Sunday. So I've been getting everything together for that so I can send out the email to get everybody ready and prepared. But anywho, this message, y'all, I have quite a few like channeled messages on here. Then I have some channeled messages that Spirit have been giving me over the course of the last couple of days that I've just been putting in my phone like I normally do. And a lot of it kind of feels like repeat messages that I never got a chance to get to. And so it's just kind of like they're coming back up again. And this may be something that you feel like you've been noticing in your life right now, like different things like from the past is coming up again. It's repeating itself, or it's like you're being reminded of stuff that you used to say that you wanted to do or you were doing and you stopped, and it's coming back up again. It's just like, oh yeah, I do need to go finish that, or oh yeah, I do need to go do this. Okay. And so it's a strong energy of like circling back and finishing something, circling back and completing something. And there could be someone in your life who feels like they need to circle back and complete something with you as well. Okay. It's heavy like water energy just in general with everything that was going on. It's been water and air really heavily. And a lot of things that has been, being predicted and stuff has started to like come through. And so I do want to send good energy to everyone who has been affected by different things that's been happening in the world at this time. And, one of our butterflies, I'm not just going to put you out, you can share if you're listening, was sharing how she's grateful that she heeded the messages and she was prepared for the things that came. And that's the beauty of it all, that we heed the messages when they're given to us, and I didn't even realize, what was going on until when I saw that. I was just like, oh my gosh. In a recent reading, it was said that something was happening in St. Louis, and I think it was DC and Memphis. And in Memphis right now, the big thing is the big supercomputer that's being brought here, and how it's been affecting the environment. And we know Memphis is like a spiritual portal as well. And so a lot of things are playing out and stuff around us right now. And this is one of those times where it's just like, speak to those who want to listen. Don't try to force those who are not trying to listen, those who are not trying to heed the warnings, those who are not trying to heed the messages. Surround yourself with people who are seeking the information. Surround yourself with people who are in alignment of that frequency of like knowledge and wisdom and knowing what's going on, or like wanting to know what's going on. Okay. Because the reality is that this is the message that I got actually this morning. And it was something of like, every time you try to force a connection with certain people, you start to merge with their karma. And so what does that mean? If you merge with them and all of a sudden you don't do the things that you have been wanting to do or you are feeling called to do, now you're merging with their outcomes. Because your original outcome would have been something totally different if you would have did what you wanted to do in the first place before you met them, before you connected with them, or whatever the case is. Okay. So it's a lot of energy of sticking to the plan at this time. Whatever your plans were, whatever your original plans were, I'm hearing 3 years ago, whatever your original plans were 3 years ago, you need to stick to that, because those plans were given to you for a particular reason. You're a seer for a particular reason. So when things are given to you as a sense of, being prepared and, spiritual support, we need to heed those messages, because as we heed those messages and we take those steps, it then prepares us for the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. It's like a scavenger hunt in a way, 444. Well, not really a scavenger hunt. What are those games where like you got to get a clue and then that clue gives you the next clue, like that type of thing. Okay. And so this energy is really strong on when you know yourself and you know your plans and you know where you're headed. not letting anything or anyone come in, in the way of those plans, or to stop those plans or change those plans, because those plans were given to you for a particular reason. Those lessons were given to you for a particular reason. It's giving me the story of Jonah. You know how Jonah was called to go to the, what is it, Macadam? I can't even tell you the place where he was supposed to go. And he was supposed to go to give this message, and he kept trying to, do everything else but do what he's supposed to do. Kept trying to do everything but what he was supposed to do, until you are forced through destruction in a way. And this is giving those vibes. You know how they say, like, if we don't stop something or not do something, when we're told that, like, God or the higher power, 555 comes in and like snatches it away. It's the same type of thing. Like, don't let things get snatched or like you taken from certain things in a difficult manner, because you didn't heed the messages and the warnings when they were given to you the first time. Okay. It's something about like accepting that you are not like everyone else. And there are going to be times you're going to be like, you're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel you need to be reminded that you're not alone. And that's why I'm here to exist in the matrix for you. As a glitch in the matrix, I am here to be a reminder to you that you are not alone. I am here as a reminder to you that you are not alone on this journey. You are not alone on this process of what you are doing, how you're called to do it, where you're called to go, and how you're called to get there. Okay? Nothing can destruct you but those things which you give permission to destruct you. And that in turn is just self-destruction. You are very powerful. You are the main character. Everyone else is just living in your world. Take that information as you shall. But understand, nothing has more power over you than you do. And this season, more than ever, is so important for the collective to get control over our minds, our bodies, and our spirits. And discipline is the number one thing that we need to make sure we are connecting to, because that discipline is going to open our mind and our mentals up to another portal. Because that's the only thing that was getting out the way, is the sense of not being able to stick with certain things for a certain amount of time, or doing the difficult things consistently. Doing the difficult things consistently. So, for example, I was sharing this on my TikTok yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, because yesterday was gym day. And so we did arms. And so I had a minor injury from aerial on Sunday. And so, we was like, okay, we're going to do arms. So we were so into the session and conversations that I wasn't even realizing that I was getting through the reps like it was nothing. You get what I'm saying? And I was lifting a 50-pounder. Okay. But then even taking it further on the pull downs, normally I was on 30, but yesterday he put me on 50 and I didn't know it until I got done and I looked down and I was like, oh, I grew. I grew. And I wouldn't have been able to get to that 50 if I wouldn't have started at that 30. And I wouldn't have started at that 30 if I wouldn't have listened to my higher self, spirit guides, and ancestors when they said it's time to get a solid workout routine together. And then I wouldn't have got that message if I wouldn't have listened to my spirit when my spirit told me I need to sit in quiet a little bit more so I can hear around me. And I wouldn't have got to that place if I wouldn't allow myself to sit out in nature, outside, and be interconnected with the universe and the world around me. You see how everything came from one action before the other? So one action that we take today, it then trickles down into the next action, and then the next action, then the next action, and so on and so forth. Okay? That's where we're at now, where in a way it feels like this sense of like tying up loose ends. You may feel like you're put into positions where you're tying up loose ends. You're tying up the ends of things that no longer are aligned with this season of you, of where you are walking into and where you have been like growing into. And a lot of this is going to come through the opposite. The opposite. So reacting differently, reacting in an opposite way of how you used to react to things, um, doing things opposite of what you used to do, how you used to fix things. Try a new way to do it. How you used to plan out stuff. Try a new way to plan it. It's giving the aspect of trying new, doing something different with the wind blowing. As the wind blows, let the wind blow you where it needs to take you. But no, it's by you taking those steps, by you trying the things that you've wanted to try, like the different things. You get what I'm saying? That's what opens you up to the next thing. That's what opens the gate to the next thing. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to try. What are you measuring your success by? I was saying this on my TikTok yesterday that I really don't want to have a niche on my TikTok. You know, I don't want to just have to talk about one thing on my TikTok. I want to just say whatever I want to say. I want to just post whatever I want to post on my TikTok. And a lot of people, they understood. They said the same thing, you know. And the thing is that the algorithm rewards when you say the same thing, because the thing is, when you talk about the same thing, you stay in the same algorithm. So you're going to keep being shown to the same people. But when you do something different, you're now searching for a different algorithm. Okay. So yes, it may look like, oh, this isn't growing or this is doing X, Y, and Z, but it's because it's reaching a different audience each time. And don't let that keep you from still being you. Because as it's finding its audience, as it's finding all the different people, as it's, you know, you're finding your community, it's the same thing with finding community, finding friendships, eventually is going to match with the people who are into all of that. But it's like putting out a fishing pole, allowing different things to be caught with the different baits, you know. But this is not the season to hide. This is the season of completing things. This is the season of allowing yourself to make that impact that you know you've always, I mean, you've been making an impact already, but it's like there's more that you've been like planning and visualizing and allowing yourself to do that. And don't be bound by those mistakes. The mistakes of what you didn't do and why you didn't do it then and why you may feel like you're late doing something, right? This is not to come at you like, oh, you're wrong because you didn't start when you were supposed to start and you didn't do X, Y, and Z. This is nothing like that. This is just to let you be aware of the cycle so you can see it physically of what's being said. Because you know how you feel. You know how you felt since the time has passed. So just like with me getting into aerial, I've been wanting to get into aerial for years, years. And I'm finally doing it at 37. Now, some can look at it and, you know, will be like, oh, why didn't I start this sooner? It's so hard on my body. Yeah, you know, it'd be messing with my body, but guess what? I'm still going to get up and I'm going to go and I'm just going to figure out what I need to do to get better because I want to do it. And there's a certain level that I want to reach. And it makes me feel good about myself. I like it. And in this process, I've met people that I wouldn't have met if I wouldn't have shifted to the frequency and the timeline of actually getting out and doing it. And so I won't regret not doing it back then. I'm just taking the information of how it felt not doing it all that time and finally doing it. Because the people that you meet and the things that you get in the time when you do, it's all still, like, mm, it's all perfect timing. It's still perfect timing. You know, it's still perfect timing. The birds really love the new food that I got them. The kind that I order offline versus getting in the store. They didn't tore it up already, and I just put it in there like a day and a half ago. They've been tearing it up. The Cardinals have been loving it. Um, the ancestral energy have been coming through really strong as well. So I'll definitely be doing the ancestor message in the membership area. But a big piece of all of this is to not be bound by your mistakes or how long it took for you to get something and do something. You're still doing it in divine timing and at the right time. And don't worry about those who held you back, those who denied you, those who, tried to put you down, those who tried to make you feel like you wouldn't be successful or you wouldn't be able to do X, Y, and Z. Their karma is going to come. Because the reality is that the longer when we try to make something work, or the longer we try to stay in something, or try to, work through something, consult through something, we're attaching to their karma and their outcomes. So there's a lot of times that people don't get their karma because we're still attached to them. And, spirit and our ancestors and the higher power knows that if we're around while this person is going through that karma, we would try to help them. We would try to be there to do everything that we could. Self-sacrificing once again. And a big part of your lesson this season has been on self-sacrificing. Self-sacrificing your health, self-sacrificing I won't say ego or pride, but like your confidence, like just putting yourself out there and blaming yourself for everything. And the thing is that you've been blaming yourself for stuff that you really have had no responsibility over. None whatsoever. You've had no responsibility over it. So be nicer to yourself. The universe is being nice to you. You have everything that you need. You have everything that you need around you, all the resources. Just keep following the white rabbit. Keep following the white rabbit, because the white rabbit is going to guide you to the next thing. And then from the next thing to the next thing. And then from the next thing to the next thing. Until you find yourself continuously just having all these beautiful experiences. And you're just like, oh my gosh, like you've already experienced it and seen what it's like. And that's why, your higher self, spirit guides, ancestors are just like, yes, jump back in and finish this now, because you know what it feels like to do the things that you love. You know what it feels like to follow your spirit. You know what it feels like. We just be needing those reminders sometimes when, we get into the ways of, the world and what's going, oh, I kind of like that. I might do my hair differently. Okay, sorry. But we start getting into like the ways of the world and what's going on and how people are showing up, and we start internalizing a lot of things from it. Okay. And so what this is giving is like, you don't need to internalize any of that. You don't need to internalize any of it. You don't. I just heard the song, you don't have to hurt no more. Baby, it's over. I'll be what you're looking for. Let me take over. 'Cause you don't have to hurt no more. I'll make you see. I'll be what you're looking for and more. So you don't have to hurt. You don't have to hurt. You don't have to go through this thinking about the hurt. The past is the past. And that's a whole nother message that I had received as well in regards to the past. And just when viewing the past from a futuristic growth mindset, how different it is, but that's a whole nother conversation. I'm gonna leave us with this one, and so what I want you to do for homework, I want you to sit with yourself, and I have another thing too. Okay, but I want you to sit with yourself, and with you sitting with yourself, I want you to just identify what are those things that you've always wanted to do, or those dreams, those aspirations, and just start with like the snowball method. Start small. Start with a small thing. It could be, I've always wanted to take a walk every day, and you just start taking a walk every day. You just never know who you may meet on your walk, or you want to start taking to your dog to the dog park, or you want to, like, I want you to just identify and write out a list of what you've wanted to do, what you've wanted to tap into, what you've wanted to connect with, the glitches. And those are going to be your snowball moments. Same thing with debt. That's what the Dave Ramsey method of paying down the smallest and going from the smallest to the biggest. I know, I can't remember her name. She's a woman. I never really followed hers because hers is more so of paying off the highest interest, but his is paying off the smallest balance first. So we're going to go with that. Susie Orsman. I think that's her name. Y'all can let me know in the comments. And so that's your homework of looking at, and I want you to identify, which one of those that you're going to implement and like connect with. And it doesn't have to be something that costs money. It's just a sense of we're creating the discipline and the consistency. That's it. This is discipline and consistency. And the last thing, I want you all to put a number down below in the comments, and the first person to guess the number that I'm thinking, I don't know yet, but by the time somebody guessed it, I'll know what it's going to be. By the time I know who it is, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna know what it's gonna be. And so, but Spirit just told me to say that. So I don't know, I just thought I saw a bird. Some of y'all been seeing eagles or hawks or something. But whoever puts the number that I've been thinking about down below first. But I love y'all. And as always, this is the vibe. Check out the links and stuff down below for Instagram accounts, websites, personal readings, Butterfly Effect School of Transformation, the Subconscious Healing Archetype Quiz. I'm working on a couple other things for you all as well, so be on the lookout for that. So, all right. I love y'all. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. I'll see y'all later. Bye.